Hello, welcome to this week's edition of the talk show. I remain Elijah Tanimola. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm so glad to be here with you again. As you know, on the show, we discuss on issues related to relationship, marriage, and lifestyle. And don't forget that the goal of this show is for our lives to be transformed from the present realities, from our present realities to the ideal of God for our lives, for our marriages, for our relationships. And I've always said that the ideal of God for our relationship, for our marriages, is that we enjoy heaven on earth marriage. Nothing less, nothing short of that. I also say that God's intention, God's ideal for our lives is that we enjoy heaven on earth in all aspects of our lives. Jesus Christ teaching the disciples how to pray. He said, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Jesus Christ was speaking in John 10:10. He said, "I have come to give you life and to give you more abundantly." He said he has given us the gift of righteousness and abundant grace so that we may reign in life through Jesus Christ. So we are meant to live a life of abundance. We are meant to live the realities of heaven even on the earth. And that is the goal of this show. Today I'll be dealing with the subject relationship and Demeanour. When I say Demeanour, I mean your outward behavior, your outward appearance. The Bible says in the book of Genesis 2 verse 23, when God brought the woman to the man exclaimed and said, "And now this is the bone of my bones and the flesh of my flesh." I've dealt extensively with the bone of bones, that is the internal compatibility and the internal makeup, which is the primary and should be the foundational consideration in order to enjoy God's ideal in your relationship and your marriage. But I want to deal with the other aspect, which is the flesh of my flesh. If the flesh is not important, the man will not make mention of it. And I have also said that it is because the man named the woman correctly that the woman actually didn't protest. The woman agreed to it. And I want to say this, that I am not saying that the man or the woman should have attained the perfect state before you get married to the person. I'm saying that the person should exhibit a considerable level of growth and show signs that he or she is also going to improve. And this particular aspect I want to deal with, we can't really put a standard to it. That is the physical aspect. You know, the spiritual controls the physical, and I said that the priority should be the internal before the external. Now, the external aspect, we can't put a standard to it because this depends on the person, the individual. That is, how much are you willing to blend with this person, the external attributes of this person, how well are you willing to work with this person. The Bible says, Amos 3:3, it says, "Can two work together except they be agreed?" I want to note something important, that this physical aspect, these external attributes can always be improved on. One thing you need to watch out for is this partner, the person that you want to choose, that you have chosen to get married to, or that God has led you to, is this person teachable? If the person is teachable, I'm telling you, you can always improve on any external attributes. The internal is not something you can change. It takes God and the person to actually agree to that and change that. But the external can always improve on if the person is willing to improve and is teachable. It can always be brushed up. And I would like to mention some things briefly and explain briefly on each of them. I want to talk on, the first thing I would like to talk on is our appearance and our body hygiene. Your appearance and body hygiene is very, very important. You need to appear smart. You need to appear responsible. You need to work responsibly. You need to learn how to carry yourself with confidence and not with fear or pride. Carry yourself with confidence. Be confident in what you are wearing. Wear clothes that are fitted, not oversized clothes. Because you are wearing suits should not make you look like you are wearing a full-blown parachute. Learn to wear clothes, and when I say fitted, it's not the same thing as tight. You must get that correctly. If you are given that clothes, learn to slim fit. It is not expensive. Appear smart. Make sure that your dress is always clean. Make sure that your dress is always ironed. Don't appear ruffled. Make sure that your footwear are always cleaned. Your appearance speaks a lot about you. There's this popular saying that says that the way you appear is the way you'll be addressed. Your appearance is important. It speaks a lot about your personality. It speaks a lot about your person. Your body hygiene too. Watch your body hygiene. If you can ask your trusted friend or your trusted sibling, note the word trust. Not people that will betray you later and expose your weakness. But I'm saying people that you can trust. Ask them, do I have body odor? If they say you do, then take care of yourself. Bathe often. Try and read on how you can improve on that. It can be improved on, really. Now, check out your body hygiene. Check out if you know that you sweat a lot, try to make handkerchief and face towel handy at all times. Clean up your armpit. Use roll-on. Shave that place often as possible. Make sure that your environment has enough ventilation at all times. Use deodorant. It doesn't have to be expensive. Use the one that is in line with your present financial capacity. Don't go beyond your present financial capacity because you want to use deodorant, and learn how to use it correctly. Don't use it too much that you choke everywhere up. Learn the body hygiene. Learn to take care down there. Your underwears, your sexual organs. Learn how to wash up as a lady. Learn how to take care of yourself during your menstrual cycle, during your menstrual period. Because you are menstruating is not an excuse that you should be exhuming foul odors. Learn how to take care of yourself. Another thing I'd like to talk on is your speech and language. When I say speech, I mean the way you talk. Brush up your speech. If you know that when you are talking, you have saliva always hangs around the side of your mouth, or clusters around the side of your mouth, make handkerchief handy. Be conscious of this and clean it often. If you know you have mouth odor, take care of it. Ask trusted friends, trusted sibling. Tell them, do I have mouth odor? Ask them. Those that will tell you the truth, and take it sincerely and work on it. It can be improved on. It can be worked on. Check that out. You can Google it on how to improve on it. It's their home remedies that are cheap, that you can improve, that can use to improve on that. In aspect of your language, that is the way you talk. Brush up your language and intonation. I'm not saying you should sound like a foreigner, but don't sound too unrefined too. Don't say that is how that's how I was brought up. Learn to work on it. If you know you want to insist on that is how you are brought up, then go and marry someone in your village. Learn to improve. Learn to be smart. If you learn to be smart, learn to improve on this. The way you talk, your language and your intonation. Also, learn to watch your construction, your language construction. That is, say things in a way that you can be easily understood. A lot of people make ambiguous statements. Their statements are not plain enough. They are not clear enough, and they will say, "Oh, he or she doesn't understand me." If you make it plain and straightforward, he or she will understand you. I want you to know that you will not always have the luxury of time to explain every of your ambiguous statements. A lot of relationships are in trouble because one or both parties don't know how to use language correctly. Learn this. I used to say this, that don't make statements you will not have enough time to clarify. Because if you do this, you will be leaving your statements to speculations and assumptions that may be far outside the context of your motive. And you must know this. Learn how to use language correctly. Another thing under speech and language is learn how to talk politely. Don't be rude. Because you are demand does not mean you should disrespect your woman. Because you are older does not mean you should disrespect the person. Learn how to use polite words like please, excuse me, thank you, sorry. Learn how to use those things. It doesn't reduce your worth. It only shows that you are mature enough to use language and communicate effectively and correctly. You must understand it. Another thing I would like to look at under this physical aspect is the aspect of fashion sense and taste. Have good fashion sense. Spirituality is not an excuse for mediocrity. Because you are spiritual does not mean you should not be fashionable. Be spiritual and be smart. Be spiritual and be excellent. In fact, one of the core attributes of spirituality is excellence. Because you are spiritual does not mean you should cut yourself away from what is applicable. Learn how to have good fashion sense. Have good fashion sense. This is very important. Have good carriage of your dress. Learn how to carry your dress. You know, the point is, a dress is not about how cute a dress is really, or a cloth is. It's not just about how cute a dress is. It's primarily about how a person carries the dress. You can wear an expensive dress or clothes and people will undervalue it because of the way you carry it. And you can wear a cheap dress or clothes and people will overvalue it because of the way you carry it. Learn how to carry your dress. Learn how to carry your footwear. It can be learned. Don't walk like a confused drunkard because you are wearing heels. If you don't know how to wear it, don't wear it. If you need to wear it, go and learn how to wear it. These things can be learned. Learn color combination. You can Google it, you can check Pinterest. Learn how to combine your colors. Learn how to combine patterns, cloth patterns. Don't wear stripes on stripes. Learn how to do those things. These things are not difficult. Have an excellent mindset. Go and learn it. Oftentimes my wife is my dress mirror, but a lot of times also Pinterest have been handy for me. Before I go out, I'll ask, how do I look? And I combine these two things together and things like that. These things can be learned. Have a teachable heart. Don't be rigid. Because that is how you have been doing it does not mean that is how it should be. It may mean that you are out of touch. And because that woman or that man is spiritual does not mean that he's ready to agree with your mediocrity. You must understand this. Learn how to combine accessories. Cloth accessories. It's not compulsory that you wear accessories. If it's not needful for that dress, don't wear it. Don't look like a masquerade because you want to wear accessories. Now combine everything together like a masquerade. Learn it. These things can be learned. Learn how to combine your accessories. Learn how to use your makeovers. Don't learn makeovers. Learn the kind of colors and the kind of foundation and things like that are suitable for your skin. They can be learned. If it's not important that you do the makeover paparazzi, like I believe most people don't need it, don't need to do that. Do something light. Just be comfortable in yourself. Just comfortable with what you are in your looks. And ask when you have finished using your makeover, ask your trusted friend. I mean friends that will tell you the truth, not the ones that will tell you no matter how you look, they say you look good. Those ones that will tell you the real truth. That will not just say you look good when you look like an animated version of yourself. I'm not abusing, it sounds like, but for the point, these things are important. I've seen these things. So if you just look like masquerade, you find out, is this your origin? Is this you that I used to know? They don't learn these things. It can be learned. It's important, very important. And I want to give you quick tips about this fashion sense and taste. When I say taste, I mean you have good taste. Because you are poor does not mean you now have good taste. Understand that too. Because you don't have much money now does not mean you don't have good taste. Have good taste even at this level, and trust God that God will increase your level to be able to get those things that you need. Go for the original. Don't go for Because you don't have much does not mean that you don't have things that are original at your level. If you have 3,000 naira, buy a good pair of shoes. Don't go and buy 3 shoes for 3,000 naira and you expect it to last. A shoe that will turn your ankle to something else and you make you look like you have bow leg. Have good taste. I'd like to say something about this fashion sense and taste, and a quick tip. Please make moderation your watchword when you are doing fashion. Moderation is key. It's very important. Don't be lousy like the word is. Just be moderate. And also let love guide your motive. Nudity is not fashion. It only sends a wrong signal about your personality. So therefore, when you are combining clothes, when you are combining clothes, understand, have this at the back of your mind. Let moderation guide you, and let your motive be guided by love. When I say love, how do people see this? How will this make another person fall at the way I'm dressing? Understand that. Consider love when you are doing the things that you do, because love is the core of our life. Another thing I would like to talk on under external considerations is a sense of humor. Have a sense of humor. Don't be too serious at all times. You know, a lot of people on the other side, they think I'm always too serious. But you can ask my wife and people that are close to me. There are some videos that shouldn't come out. I mean, they are crazily humorous. But it's good because it lightens up the marriage, lightens up the relationship. Don't be too tight-fitted. Have a sense of humor. It's very important. And this is not, I'm not saying that you should demand a Trevor Noah or Alibaba or the kind of humor of basket mouth, but I'm saying that have a reasonable sense of humor. Another thing I'd like to talk on under external consideration is your body size or stature. Be confident in your body size and stature. Work on it if you need to work on it. And understand, like I said earlier, that these things can be improved on. But really don't be shy of how you look. Be confident in it. Work on it if need be. Another thing I would like to talk on under this external considerations is your social status, the social status of the person you are getting married to. Look at the social status. Is this something you can blend with? Is this something you can cope with? Is family background, is education, is career and things like that? Is this something you can blend with? Can you see a future in it? Can you see a future together in these things, in his social status? Is it popular? Is it unknown? And things like that. Just that should be another consideration you should look out for. Another consideration you should look out for is the financial status. How financial? When I say financial status, I'm not talking about financial maturity now. I'm saying financial status is present financial status. Is this something you can cope? Is this something you can blend with? Can you see a future together? That is very important. Consider that. Consider its health, he or she, the status of his health status. Is he or she, check out the genotype of the person that you are going to marry, and check it out early in the relationship, so that you won't go too far in the relationship and find out that, oh, your genotype is the main cause that you cannot make you go on. It might have broken a lot of things emotionally and psychologically, which is not too good. Another thing you may check out also is fertility. This is very sensitive, but we have found out that these days we need to check that out too. It's very important. Check out his sexual health and things like that. The sexual health is important too. When I say sexual health, I am talking about STIs and other things. Check that out. Do medical tests and the likes. And another thing I would like to talk on is romanticism. When I say romanticism, how romantic is he or she? Is this at that level? Can you cope with that level? The level at which the person is romantic, at that level, can you cope with it? Can you see a future of improvement? If you know you can't cope with it, then look at it. When I say romanticism, I'm not talking about sexual engagement. I'm talking about love languages. Is this someone that loves to be touched? Is this someone that loves quality time? Is this someone that loves words of affirmation and things like that, gifts and the likes? So look at this. Check this out. You know, one of the things my wife used to complain about those days is that I'm not romantic at all. But I used to tell her that don't worry, when we get married that we improve. You know what I tell you? Know, the point is, one major aspect that is very important, like I said, I've been saying, is that the internal, you must be able to know yourself. You know your strength and your weakness. At the point in our courtship, myself, my wife, I told her that we will not be shaking hands, we will not be hugging again, that will only be shaking hands, and that was so painful for her. But you know what? It's not because I wasn't romantic, but I knew my strength and my weaknesses. You know, when I discovered that even me calling her, I'll be aroused. I mean, talking to her on phone, I'll be aroused. I know that this is danger, and we want to be pure in our relationship. So if I'm talking to her on phone, just hearing her voice and I'm aroused, then what will now happen when we start hugging and pecking and things like that? I'm not saying hugging is wrong or is a sin, but I'm saying that to know yourself by your strength and your weakness. When and this aspect of romanticism, just check out, okay, can this thing be improved on? You know, my wife used to say this even now when as we are married. She used to say that she's trusting God for the day that will give her breakfast in bed. But I've tried that once anyway. But I'm still improving on it. But there's always room for us to improve on it. You get what I'm trying to say? So you can improve on that. Check it out. Is this something you can blend with? Is this something you can cope with? If it needs to be improved on, is this person ready to improve on it? Like I said, check that person out. If the person is not rigid, these external considerations can always be improved on. He doesn't know how to dress, it can be improved on. He doesn't know how to talk, it can be improved on. He doesn't know how to take care of his body, of our body, it can be improved on. As long as the person is not rigid. And the last thing I want to talk on this is the personality traits. Check out the personality trait of the person. Is the personality type of the person? We have 4 major ones: sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic, and melancholic. These are also important. It can be a good consideration to know how to actually deal with the person, how to know the person's weaknesses and strengths, and to know if you can actually blend together and work together. Like I said, Amos 3:3, can two work together except they be agreed? Check out these things, make these things consideration, but don't make them, don't expect a perfect state. Just look out for, is this person teachable? Is this person flexible? Can this person learn? I've learned a lot. You know, I have a good fashion sense before I got married, at least a reasonable one. But I've seen a lot of improvement, even on myself. You can improve on those things. Don't combine colors that are hot. You can always improve on it. Yeah, I would like to give some quick notes on this subject. Like I said earlier, spirituality is not an excuse for mediocrity. Because you are spiritual does not mean you should not be fashionable. Don't say, oh, I lost touch on fashion because I'm not concentrating on God. God does not support mediocrity. He's an excellent God. It is very important. Another thing I want you to know is this. Don't make this external attributes the primary thing. Have the right priority. Check the internal first. And I know that if the internal attributes are in proper place, especially if the person is teachable and the person can learn, is ready to learn, these external attributes can always be improved on. But note, can two work together except they be agreed? Go with what you can blend with. Go with what you can agree with. That is very important. Another thing I would like to say is that these external attributes, they are not the core. They shouldn't be the foundation. They shouldn't be the primary, but they should not be neglected. They are not the main engine components of a marriage institution, but they are like grease that makes the engine run smoothly. In order to experience God's ideal as God ordained it, these external attributes should also be in place, should be combined with the internal compatibility in order for the marriage to enjoy the ideal of God. Like I said, they are like grease to the main engine that makes the marriage institution work. That is the internal factors. Those are the main engines. But these external attributes, they are like the grease. You may not notice them, but when you stop applying them over time, when you stop taking note of them over time, they can cause the engine to shut down. Just like when there's no grease in a motor engine, the engine will shut down. So they may not be the foundational, but they can cause the main things to be unseen. They can cause the main things to mean nothing. And that's why you must watch out for them. They can shut down the entire marriage institution, even though they are not the main, they are not the core. A lot of marriages, a lot of relationships have been shut down because people neglect these physical attributes. And it's very important for you to understand this. If you can take these things into consideration and work on these external attributes with the mindset that it's not compulsory that the person be in the perfect state in the physical or external attributes, but the person is teachable, the person is ready to improve, the person is ready to learn. I know and I believe that combine these things together, that is the bone of my bones, the flesh of my flesh, the internal compatibility and the external compatibility, you'll be able to enjoy the best of God in your relationship and in your marriage. And the good thing about these external attributes is that they are not costly. It doesn't cost much to improve on them. It doesn't cost much to improve on the way you talk. It doesn't cost much to improve on your sense of humor. It doesn't cost much to improve on your romanticism. It doesn't cost much to improve on your romantic gestures. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost much to improve on your appearance. It doesn't cost much to improve on your fashion sense. Don't neglect it. Take proper notice of it. Combine these two together. And I trust that you will be able to experience transformation in your relationship and in your marriage. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I trust that you have been able to get something significant even this month. Next month, we'll be dealing with other important subjects, and I trust that you don't want to miss that. God bless you. Stay safe, and bye for now.